Yes, deny, delay, and depose. Depose means to oust or take down. And recently, somebody, the BMC Club, Billionaire Millionaires Club, just took down a bill. And that bill was the what?
That was the CR, the Continuing Resolution to fund the government.
But it did get turned around, right?
It did get turned around quickly.
But there's a connection that I want everyone to be aware of. And it's something that we're overlooking because when we think of violence, we think of someone that's going to come up and shoot us, like Luigi Mangione did to the CEO of healthcare,
United Healthcare.
United Healthcare. But there's different types of violence. But there's two violences that I want to address that goes back to the Billionaire Millionaire Club. One of them is social murder. That's right, social murder. And that's when society withholds the means for you to work a job at the expense of having low minimum wages, you're denied health care, and you have no housing. That's right. That's violence. That's social murder. And who did you see do that the other night?
Elon Musk.
And where was the president?
The president was with Elon Musk.
Did he agree to this, or did he call him up, or what happened?
What happened was that Elon Musk was the one that killed the bill first, and then the president agreed.
That word kill just keeps coming up. But that word kill is connected to violence, of killing people, like Luigi Mangione killed the CEO
of United
Healthcare. And when the bill was killed by the BMC, who don't want people to get the necessary means in life for their health care, their housing, and for minimum raise. Because they could have increased people's they increased spending, so people need their wages lifted up. Then we go to another type of violence, and that's structural violence. That structural violence means that the basic needs in life you can't even get. And when you can't get the basic needs in life, you die before your time. That's right. And that's what the BMC has planned for all the people that's beneath them. That's right. That's beneath them. They are the BMC that puts out a hit on Social Security and Medicare because they want the incentive. They want their taxes raised. And we've seen this play before. We've seen a lot of unnecessary deaths in COVID. That's right. Unnecessary deaths in COVID when somebody had the key to the chest box, and what happened? A lot of people died.
1 million to be exact. Unnecessary.
1 million people died.
And not only 1 million people died, it changed the job market forever. They don't want to even go back to office because of COVID-19.
If that wasn't social murder at its worst. But that's what I wanted to say tonight. I wanted to say to each and every one of you is that it's just not the violence of a gun, being attacked, or being mugged. It's violence when you can't even breathe the air anymore. They're going to own the air that you breathe, dictate the food that you eat, because they killed Bills too. They took out Chevron. And that regulation is for them to regulate what they need in their business, but for them to regulate our lives. That's all it is. And a lot of people aren't aware that we're sitting here today and they're talking about oligarchy, dictatorship. No, we need to call it what it is. We need to call it social murder by the rich and the famous. Social structural violence by the billionaire millionaire club. Because, like I said, if you look closely, Luigi Mangione, when he stepped out there and he killed that CEO, and it was hard for anybody to seem like they kind of empathize with what he did, and I know it was wrong. He opened a new pathway, a different way to look at things, a different way to say that, you know what, I didn't get hit over the head this time. I didn't get mugged. I didn't get stabbed. But what we got somebody sitting at the top with billions of dollars. It would take probably 1 year to spend, no, not 1 year, 32 years to spend $1 billion, let alone a $500 million that he have now, telling us, well, I didn't vote for him for sure, telling the people that vote for the president, who now is in great doubt because they feel like, how did this man get over here and he's telling us what to do? And he's a foreigner.
And not only that, he's also interfering in Germany's election with the ADF. He's also helping Nigel Farage's party in Britain as well.
Now, what's strange to me about this act of social murder, this man has kids too.
22 to be exact.
I'm not sure if it's 22. I don't.
It could be a lot more, but the conservative answer is 22.
I'm not sure. I haven't. We need to look that up because we don't want to say.
Yeah, but that's I said conservative answer, but there's a lot more.
I don't know if this man has 22 kids. You know, he could run the but I'm just saying he has children and himself. And why would you want to end research or on children that have cancer, people that have sickle cell? And okay, let's stop right there. Sickle cell anemia. Whose community does that run rapid in?
That's in the black community easily.
Because I'm sitting here and, you know, I don't have cystic fibrosis. That's more of a European type, more on the white side thing. Let's just put it like that.
Or the albino side. There's no such thing as a white person.
I don't know any black person that has cystic fibrosis, but I know plenty of people, even in my family, that has. What, Boo?
That has sickle cell anemia.
And what is the cure? What, they take you to the hospital and give you a respirator and say, okay, you know, breathe on this. Where is the cure for that? Nobody seems to want to work on anything
that's containing to black people
or anything in the industry that don't generate money. That's just it.
The Gordon Gekko, greed is good.
Again, structural violence is when you cannot get access to the basic needs in your life, and it ends your life before your life should end. That is structural violence, okay? And the other violence, well, the one that society or the BMC is putting on her over our heads is social murder, okay? Social murder. And it basically states that when you're not giving the job, or if you're giving a job, and it can't provide for your family, your wages are so low.
And there's no pension. You may not even get a 401k.
Social murder.
It's social murder.
Healthcare. Social murder.
Especially if you have healthcare turned to your job. Let's say you lose your job. You also lose your healthcare as well. And you can't take your healthcare to job with you.
And if you don't have proper housing,
oh man,
you're out on the street. Disease is gonna attack you from every end. You're gonna be destroyed by the weather, the weather in which Marjorie Taylor Greene over there think that she controls. Well, the bottom line is That is all social murder. Now, I'm not going to thank Luigi Mangione for what happened, but he did open our eyes to a different type of violence. He did open our eyes and connect the dots, as the President Harris would say. She likes Venn diagrams. That one circle, isolation of, just that one thing. But once that circle connects, you connect the dots, and it's really plain as day. Hakeem Dreyfus said it in a different way. I'm saying it in a different way also. And I'm saying that there are many violences, but at the end of the day, the greatest one is when people come along and say, you don't have a right to live, that we have all the money, that we control your life. And look at all the people that's running up there, kneeling, saying, I want to be a part of your kill community. Because that's what you're doing.
That's, the ABC News,
You're basically saying that these other people's lives don't mean nothing. And we're the rich.
And we can do what the hell we want, whenever we want. Whether it's just kill you at home or do coups in foreign countries. Or support coups.
And you're basically saying it's an oligarchy? You think the mafia got some? No.
Mafia has more respect than this.
Even they have rules. But this is like all for us and nothing for you, and your life has no value. And so what we will do is we will take your Social Security and Medicare. We will kill grandma. We will kill everybody. We don't care if you paid into it for years.
They call Social Security and Medicare an entitlement. If you pay into a system and you've pay 50% into the system for Medicare and Social Security and Medicare is not an entitlement by definition.
Well, just think how we felt during COVID. All you heard is 65 plus, and anybody with a pre-existing condition would die. And some of us didn't die like they thought we would. And what happened? Then young people started falling out dying, and then they blamed it on Dr. Fauci, and there you go. But basically I'm saying Luigi Mangione showed us that there are more ways, as they say, to kill a person. Sure, they've been killing us all the time because they had all the riches. And if you want to hook your wagon, NBC and all these, to joining in to the Killjoy Club, there you have it. It shows how inhumane you are. Because I'm quite sure that you have...
They have no humanity. There is no inhumane. They have no humanity.
I'm quite sure that you have elderly nieces, nephews, family members that have diseases that could take them out. But you're just going to speed the process up by just saying that we want all the money, we want all the riches and tax breaks. We don't care about your life. Are you kidding me? We don't need you here. This is class versus race.
This is class warfare and race as well. And it's even worse for minorities. It's even going to be worse for black and brown people.
And thank you, Bernie Sanders, for your channel on oligarchy. I watched that too. But, if you're young like me and you, then we get it. We've been getting it for a long time. It's nothing new to us. AOC said it's been an oligarchy. I'm glad that young lady realized that. Yes, it has.
And it's happening in both parties as well. They just don't want young people to rise. This is an era where we're fighting against when young people are hated.
Well, this is an era where the rich has no use for anybody that's poor or below them. Well,
it's going to get worse with automation real soon. Look at what's happening with all the jobs, like the big lots, the Krogers, the big lots, the Party Cities.
Well,
20,000 people at Party City laid off, and not only that, you get no severance. None.
but they get a tax break. They get all this tax gain. And then you got people on their channel saying, look at what they're doing. Look at the Republicans. Well, you got a lot of people disowning the Republicans because they're saying they're
And we're
conservative.
worshiping wealth. Another thing that we need to do is we need to get off of worshiping celebrity and worshiping wealth. That's another thing we need to do.
Well, like, I'm going to say this again. Structural violence. You do not have the basic needs to survive, and it will end your life early. And social murder is basically taking out, not giving you the ability to even work a job. Even at its lowest, no minimum wage raise, no health care.
No unions, no nothing. And what's going to happen is, with automation is going to happen, you're going to be forced into universal basic income, UBI.
And no housing. All of these things is social murder. They may not like that word on YouTube. You know how they X out everything and take your video down. But that's what it is. Structural violence and social murder. I could say that 20 times because I really want you all to get this. Because this G been getting this for a long time. Oligarchy my butt. How many, when you count the riches of the rich people, these companies, they've been doing this for years. Just greed. Just all the greed. And then when something like this happens to a CEO and everybody's giving their input, it draws a line, and it's hard to feel empathetic because there are so many people that has suffered because somebody decided to get greedy. Somebody decided that our lives don't matter. Our lives just don't matter. And money do. Money before health. We had a pandemic. And once again, that was the biggest social murder that I ever seen in my life.
And that was once out of every 100 years. And what's going to happen with these idiots coming back once again, we might have more pandemics. We might have 3 or 4 pandemics.
Well, no matter how many pandemics we have, we'll probably have less people because the rich is basically telling us,
No.
BMC is basically telling us that they have no use for us. And as a matter of fact, while I'm on that subject of the BMC, then what they're saying is that not only we don't need MAGA anymore. We do not need MAGA. I have rich friends now. What do I need MAGA for?
And we don't need the evangelicals no more either.
No.
Because the evangelicals were trying to contact Trump, and that's not happening. They think they had all that access. But that's the alliance between the evangelicals and the millionaires and billionaires club.
He got his party. He got his party started with all his rich cabinet. He doesn't need these people anymore, and it's going to be on to the next. A narcissistic supply. That's right. And the other groups are no longer in demand, and they're out. That's it. They're out.
You're all in demand. Yeah, that's right. It's going to, yeah.
You're just out. And now you're down here with the social murder concept. That's the concept. The concept of social murder by the BMC. You don't want to hear that word?
It's too late.
It's too late.
Because it's already happening. Social murder. And what's going to happen?
It's been happening. And like I said, structural violence. You cannot get your basic needs. And when you don't get your basic needs, once again, you will die early. And you will die an unnecessary death, just like those people, millions of people in COVID. That's all. And so, to the president, Elon Musk, and people think that we're torturing him. No. This is not what other people voted for. They voted Donald Trump in. That's who is supposed to be the president at this time. They didn't vote Elon Musk in.
Or Vic Ramaswamy.
But Vic Ramaswamy, that's what I call him.
Yeah, he's slimy.
They didn't vote them in. But if you want to step out here on your platform, Musk, your gorge, and take these people's lives, then you're worse than COVID. You're worse than any cancer. All because of greed. And remember, you have kids too. You have children too.
And one of the daughters was a transgender kid. And she feels like she don't have a future in the United States. Well, because of what they're doing towards transgenders, which is only 1% of the population. Okay? 1%. They're bullying. The first one is transgenders. 1% of the population. And 15,000 soldiers are transgender.
Well, I tell you what. All the things that people worked hard for,
it's going to be up in smoke.
Up in smoke. And basically saying that we, the BMC, you have to come to us and ask us for air.
Just to even breathe, because they deny climate change.
We control your life now. We're at the head. We're going to cut your Social Security.
There won't even be no Social Security.
I can't understand why you get welfare too. It's a different, the companies get welfare, but
corporate welfare, they worship what they call corporate welfare. But if you need something, that's just, you need to be working for other people. You need to go back to work. There ain't no work to go to. Because the first things that companies are going to do, they're going to cut the people because you cost too much. Then after that, they're going to cut the buildings. We're seeing it witness in 2024. Look at what happened.
It doesn't matter, Vondell. What I'm saying is they're going to cut our lives.
They're going to cut our lives early.
This is what they do. Their order is power. Their order is money. Their order is social murder. And they're saying to the world that we don't need any broke people. We don't want to give you anything. We want everything for ourselves. And your life just doesn't matter to us. We don't care about your grandmother. We don't care about the people in the hospitals with cancer. We don't care if your job doesn't pay you and you still stuck on those minimum wages. We don't care about you. We don't. Because it's all about structural violence.
That's right. And to Black and Latino, we want you dead.
And it's all about social murder. And we want to tell Hakeem Jeffries, we get it. We understand it. He explained his difference, and we explained ours different. And I know they don't like that word, but go with it. Go with social murder. Go with structural violence. Go with it. Because that's what it is. You call a spade a spade. Say what you mean and mean what you say. And that's all it is. They just don't give a damn about our lives. Because now they feel like the money that they have, they own our lives. And when they get their tax breaks, they will no longer have no use for us. We can drop dead. A pandemic could come. We're not doing no research. Are you kidding me? We're not trying to save anybody but ourselves. It's us that's
special.
Right. And it's sad that it has to be us against them. It's really sad. But the bottom line is, MAGA, they've dumped you. They've dumped the evangelicals. And now they have their rich crew and on to the next. And that's how a person in a particular category of narcissism work. It's going to always be on to the next. And Elon, we're waiting to see how long you'll last. Because I think you're feeling like you own Trump. You paid all this money and you own him now. And people are sitting back. Mitch and him is not liking this at all. No, Mitch is not. And I don't want I don't think Mitch wants you messing up his legacy. Because he feel like, well, Nancy over there, she broke her hip. She should have went out. I should have went out. Garland, maybe he should go out. Legacy's not looking good. But, Mitch get a wild hair up his butt. You guys might have a fight in y'all's party. Because he already pissed off about the party being turned upside down. And now, to be riding the wave of the BMC pushing out social murder, because that's what it is, it's violence. And Luigi pointed it out, plain as the nose on our face. Luigi stepped out there, killed that CEO, and that was violent. But connected to healthcare, what? How many denials did they have?
How many denials? They had the highest denial rate. They denied over 1/3 of the claims. 1/3 of the claims, which is the highest denial rate of the insurance industry, United Healthcare.
And so when they had all those denials, they denied our life. Denied all those people's lives. Unnecessary deaths, once again. Social murder at its worst. And structural violence. So Luigi Mangione is not the only person that has taken someone out. We just seen Musk pull the trigger on us, and now he's trying to pull the trigger on what?
Now he's trying to pull the trigger in Germany and in Britain.
And not only that, on Social Security.
He's on Social Security and on Medicaid and Social Security.
And every time somebody gets on the air, they say the richest man in the world. Every time they open their mouth, the richest man in the world. Well, the richest man in the world.
It's being kicked out of different countries.
And it's not so much as being kicked out. In this country, the richest man in the world has taken over and saying that, you know what? I'm from South Africa.
Which is apartheid, because he has apartheid views and a lot of his family.
And the bottom line is, I'm from South Africa. I can take over your country because I own you guys now. I own you. I tell you what to do. I tell the Senate. I tell the all the Congress what to do. You have to jump through my hoops. You ain't nobody thinking about the president. I bought him too.
And now, and then after that, I'm going to own the world.
Surprise, surprise, because the bottom line is that Trump he's getting tired. He's getting tired.
And what he's going to do, if Trump gets tired, he's going to dump you, and he might even nationalize Elon Musk.
Well, Elon hooked his money over there to Trump. All I can think about is, in his head, in the president's head, Trump money is now his money. That's right. Trump money
is his money.
Is his money. So that's just something to think about, Elon. Because that's what's rolling around in his head. You're not the richest person in the world. He is. The power that you want to ascend to, the president has that power. You're not going to ascend to that power.
Never. And he'll deport you like any other immigrant.
Well, once again, it was nice, and and not saying nice what happened to the CEO, but it was nice coming to tell you all that violence is just not violence when somebody shoots another person.
No.
Violence is not just violence when somebody attacks you.
It could be institutional, and it could be mental violence.
Violence, once again, can be structured, and structural violence is what, Vondale?
Structural violence could be denial of your health care, being laid off without any severance.
Yes, that's more the social murder.
That's social murder.
But the structural violence is
Social Security taking away programs when you need it to help the most.
You don't have the basic needs to live, and your life ends early. Your life ends early. You die from denial because Musk decided, and his billionaire club decided. that you no longer have no value on this earth. So on that note, I'm going to get out of here, and I'm going to read some more, and I'm going to go look at some more channels. And this has been an exciting day, and we're out.
Yeah.